Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Jesse Lewis, and I have with me today John Pyka, the Bambooslist. Is that right?
The Bambooslist.
Pyka. How do you say it properly?
Pyka.
Pyka. Okay. And he does a lot of stuff. He's Big Daddy Cool, from what I've heard. Although Kevin Nash might have an issue with that. Not sure.
Interesting story about that if we get to it.
Okay, we can definitely do that. Generally, we make these things last 10 minutes. We're going to maybe stretch this one out. We'll see. Anyway, okay. John is a friend of mine. I won't say a good friend. We've met. I did a couple shows for him years ago. And you know what? I want to just say welcome, John. And the first question I have for you, is a hot dog considered a sandwich?
Not by me.
Okay, but why not?
Because a sandwich is layers, horizontal, and a hot dog has no layers, and it's eaten vertically.
But it could have layers if you put like cheese on the bottom or cheese on top. Isn't that a layer?
That's more of a garnish. There's a difference between garnish and layers.
This is the kind of pressing question we're going to ask during this weird interview. John, you do, I want to talk to you specifically about the ghost tours you do, right?
Okay.
So you're based out of Nashville, correct?
That's right.
Okay. So you do ghost tours, and yeah, there's the showmanship part of it, of course. But what's the freakiest thing you've actually ever had happen to you that you couldn't explain during a ghost tour?
Okay. So this is a very recent experience. It happened about 4 weeks before the coronavirus shutdowns. One of the locations we visit on the tour is the Fort Nashboro, which was the site of the bloody Battle of the Bluffs between the Cherokee Nation and the white settlers. And long story short, we're going through the fort, and I'm telling the stories about the fort and the Cherokee legends. And I look, and as we're about to go through the main gate, there's this massive, I mean, huge, 8 or 9 feet tall, 4 or 5 feet wide, black creature, like a beast. And I can literally see it peeking through the timbers of the front gate. And I'm blown away by this, and I'm shocked. And what's really wild about it is there's a light behind it on the other side of that gate. And so it's blocking out the light. And I turn around, I turn towards the people on my tour. I goes, you guys, I can't believe this. My heart is racing. I am scared to death. My heart's beating like this. I'm shaking. And when we turn back, it's gone. And I have an EFM meter, EMF meter, electromagnetic frequency meter, which is used by ghost hunters to detect spirits. And I go through that gate and around to the side where I saw this, and I hold the meter in there, and it goes off the charts. It spikes off the charts, just going crazy. And I take a few steps back, and it stops. And my heart raced after seeing that for maybe another 12 hours. And I talked with a paranormal historian friend of mine who specializes in legends of the Cherokee Nation, Cherokee lore. And he did some research for me and came back with a word that I can't pronounce, a Cherokee word, but translated into English means demon bear. And apparently this was a spirit that the Cherokee Nation would conjure to accompany them into battle. And I saw that creature.
So you said this happened about 4 weeks. Now, I don't know your spiritual beliefs. It's irrelevant for the conversation anyway. But because you're are you a ghost hunter? Would you consider yourself a ghost hunter?
Well, I call myself a paranormal storyteller.
Okay.
We on the tours we use a few ghost hunting apparatus like the EMF detectors, but I don't go out leading paranormal investigations yet.
Okay.
Uh,
So go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
So my further question from that is, because of what's going on in the world, and let's face it, the world has went to shambles over the last 4 weeks. Do you consider what you saw? And I'm going to get into the wowie, fowie stuff out there, but do you consider this almost a vision of sorts for yourself personally? And going
No,
into what's happening now?
no.
Okay.
I mean, it was, listen, on these tours, almost every night, either I personally experience something or somebody on the tour experiences something,
Yep.
some kind of paranormal phenomenon. We've had orbs, we've had things move, we've had shadow people appear behind me over my shoulder, EMF detectors. We've had intelligent response from the spirits in the various locations that we're at. And you know what? I wasn't a believer at all before I started doing these tours. It was a way to make money performing and telling stories. But I can tell you this, that after I started doing it, since I started doing it a little over a year ago, I've been touched, pushed, grabbed, and scratched, and not by desperate women looking for a date.
We wish, right? Just kidding. Just
My
kidding.
wife might have a problem with that, but
Wives have a problem, yeah. So part of the reason I like to talk about the ghost stories is because I still do every once in a while do a seance, right? I do a Halloween seance where I have invite only 14, 15 people, 13 people normally around a table, middle of the night, and we do a midnight seance almost every year. And it's invite only everybody, so become my friend. And yeah, there's the showy stuff of it, there's the storytelling stuff of it, but there's almost always there's that part of it that even I can't explain. And I'm the guy running the bloody thing. So that's why I wanted to ask, and I might cut some of that out, but we'll see. The next question I have for you, you've done Broadway stuff, you've done theater all over the country, basically, in the US, right?
yeah.
Okay. What's the most embarrassing thing you've either had happen on the stage or on the road to the venue to perform your show? This is one nobody likes to answer.
Well, I can tell you exactly what the most embarrassing thing to happen was. It was while I was still in college, performing on live television for Kentucky Educational Television, doing a concert at this auditorium that sat about 2,500 people, and part of the Eastern Kentucky University show choir. And I was the dance captain for the group. So I taught the dance stuff. And my minor is in dance and specifically American folk dance, country stuff. So I had taught, we were doing this country medley. I taught this really complicated part of choreography with these high hitch kicks. And because I'm the dance captain, I'm right up in front.
Okay.
And we get to that part, and I hit that first kick. And look, back then I used to be able to put my foot behind my head. So, that was 25 years and 50 pounds ago. But, I hit that first kick and the audience roars. I mean, they're screaming. And I'm like, wow, they're really digging this. And so I hit the next one, boom. And they're getting louder. And the next one, boom, even higher. And they're going crazy. And 4 in a row. And we finished the number. I get backstage, and one of the other people, not in our set, but, part of the show is like, John, oh my God. I'm like, I know, that was pretty awesome, right? They're like, you don't know? I'm like, no, what? And literally, my pants had split, not one way, not this way, but all 4 corners, like the Demigorgon on Stranger Things opening up. And I was only wearing a dance belt on live TV. And let me tell you what, after that, there's nothing I fear on stage.
I can fully understand. I've had Not quite that, but I do understand pants ripping and all other issues. That's fantastic. Um, is there anything specific that you'd like to talk about? Here's the thing that interviewers never do. They never say, "Hey, what road would you like to go down with this conversation?" This is what two guys just having a conversation. What do you want to talk about? What interests you about your life? The story that you're not allowed to tell, or that you don't want to tell,
well,
or that other people don't want to.
you know what? I don't think there are any stories that I haven't told in some forum or another. I am a multidiscipline entertainer, magic, music, acting. I'm a podcaster. I've got two podcasts. One is a ghost story podcast that I just launched called Tales from the Flip Side. The other is the Diesel Punk podcast, which I've been doing for 8 years. And it is about the genre of diesel punk, which is the celebration of art, culture, and aesthetics of the 1920s through the 40s, mashed up with modern technology and futuristic technology, alt history, and that sort of thing. And we've been doing that for 8 years. And then I'm an actor, I'm a cosplayer, and an artist, and have a group called the League of Impossibilists, which is an original character cosplay group based on characters I created. And this is a piece of the artwork from the webcomic that we're doing. Can you see that? Yeah. We're doing a webcomic, and I appear as the shaman. And we go to conventions, and we have a web series that's coming out, and have a lot of fun with that. And, I'm an actor, entertainer, storyteller, and podcaster, and sometimes graphic designer, artist. So you can find out more about me at johnpyka.com. That's the best place to start.
Okay. Your ghost tours. Does your ghost tours have an actual webpage for that when it comes back online? I'm assuming they're offline for right now, but when they come back?
we're going to start back up maybe in June. It's nightlyspirits.com.
Okay. And that's based on Nashville, just so everybody knows, because you never know who's going to watch this. They could be in Singapore and wondering, how do I go to a ghost tour, right?
Well, and I will come do a ghost tour in your town.
Oh.
I will come learn the stories and the legends, and I'll come lead a group in your area. I do Nashville primarily, but I've branched out and I've done tours on my own in Gallatin and Murfreesboro and some other towns in Middle Tennessee.
That's awesome. I think that's it, John. I want to thank you for the interview. I'm wrong. That's not it. I'm trying to ask every one of the people I interview this one question to end off the interview. What have you done to make yourself happy today? Not anybody else, just you.
I just did a live show.
And it was good. You guys should go check that out on his Facebook feed. I'm sure people can friend you on Facebook if they see this.
Yep.
Or at least check out the Bambooslist.
Yep.
Yeah, it was actually really good. He ate some razor blades, people. Pretty good.
I haven't watched it back yet, so I'll watch it back and decide if it was really good or not. There was one part I was not happy with at all, but live theater. What are you going to do?
As entertainers, we all go through that. We always have that one part of the show, hypnosis specifically. For me, there's always certain parts of the show that I hate, but you go back, oh, I made a mistake here, I made a mistake there. Guess what? The audience has no bloody idea. It's the same with performing magic. Yeah, you messed up, you just continue on your way, and nobody understands even what happened most of the time, right? So, unless they're magicians, and then magicians can go fly a kite because they're not your audience anyway.
No.
So yeah. Everybody, this is John Pyka. Give him a big round of applause, everyone. And John, thank you for being part of the show. I'll put his information below. I'll tag him in it, and make sure you have some fun with John and do some things. Say bye, John.
Catch you on the flip side.
There we go.